Welcome back. So today topic is analysis of automated flow lines. So before starting this topic, let me remind you in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the types of flow lines and the different types of arrangement which are used in the industry to transfer the part from one place to the another place. Now, the things which are important here to understand what is the need of analysis here, because we have to find out the efficiency of the flow lines, or you can say the performance of the flow lines, which are based on average production rate. Second is the line efficiency, which is the proportion of time the line is operating, and the third is the cost per item produced on the line. So on the basis of these three measures, we can find out the overall performance of the flow lines. So here we have to assume a synchronous transfer system with an ideal or theoretical cycle time, TC. So let us first understand that what is TC and what is the meaning of ideal time or theoretical cycle time, because TC is the time required for parts to transfer plus processing at the longest workstation. Please keep in your mind that we have to consider always the longest workstation for the calculation of the theoretical cycle time TC. So this we can understand with the help of this diagram which I have shown here, that if suppose on this horizontal line, if we measure TC is the cycle time, this is the ideal cycle time which is calculated, and this TC is calculated on the basis of the transfer time and the processing time. So we have to understand that from here to here, if the processing time is say TP, then we can say that okay, we have to consider this idle time, because there may be some possibility that some machines are slower. So therefore, due to this slow speed, there may be some idle time where the machine is not working, it is ideal. So we have to include this time also, and for the calculation of the total cycle time, we have to calculate first the processing time, where the actual cutting process or this is done, and then we have to consider the ideal time where the machine is stationary or ideal, and the transfer time means we have to transfer the part from one station to the another workstation. So the stations requiring less processing time than the longest station will have a certain amount of ideal time. So because of the breakdown of the line, the actual average production time TP will be longer than TC. What is the meaning of this? See what happening in the second diagram, if you consider that there may be some fault in the machine, due to which you can say there may be a breakdown, or there are some more reasons which I will share with you in the next slide, that due to which there may be a downtime also, or it is called as breakdown time also. So therefore we have to calculate this break time downtime, and this downtime is says TD. So therefore if F is the frequency of the breakdown, then it is multiplied by F into TD. So you can calculate here this breakdown time, and so that you can calculate the average actual production time TP, right? So first is the processing time, second is the ideal time, and third one is the transfer time. And then so you can calculate here by adding this downtime also, so that you can calculate the average production time. So therefore TC is the ideal cycle time on the line, and TP is the average production time. So it may be noted that the TP is greater than the TC, right? Now we have to just try to understand that what are the common reasons for downtime on an automated production line, because it is necessary to consider this analysis because we have to minimize this downtime, and for this we have to make a necessary arrangement, or you can say some pre arrangement, so that we can minimize the downtime also. But of course you cannot take this downtime as a zero, because there are so many reasons, and a few of the reasons I have included here for you. That one is the tool failures at workstations. See what happening, sometimes your tool may fail. So therefore, in this case, you have to replace the new tool with the old one. So therefore, this time is taken as a hold time, or you can say that tool adjustment at workstations. Because tool adjustment is necessary. Why? Because the projected length of the tool is always considerable for the programming. So therefore, we have to, after some wear takes place, and we have to go for a fine adjustment of the tool on the workstations. Then is scheduled tool charges. Sometimes what happening, we have to change the tools on the tool post with the help of the ATC. It means automatic tooling tool changer, automatic tool changer, and this is used to change the tools. So limit switch or other electrical malfunctions, maybe some mechanical, no, electrical failures also, and mechanical failure of workstations. Next is the mechanical failure of transfer line. Then next is the stock outs of starting work parts. All these are clearly understood that why we have to consider these kind of things. And sometimes insufficient space for completed part, because insufficient part space means it is the concern of inventory where we have to keep the parts. So preventive maintenance on the line worker breaks. Sometimes what happening, there may be a regular maintenance which is required to be done, and on that time, what happening, the machine will not work. So these are the few you can say some common reasons for downtime on an automated production line. So as I said, that TD is the average downtime to diagnose the problem and make repair when the breakdown occurs. So this we have to consider, and this must be added with the multiplication of F in the total time, production time, average production time. So F is the frequency with which the line stops per cycle. For example, if the breakdown is 1 in 100 cycles, right? If we consider the 100 cycles in a period, and if there is a possibility that in 100, if there is a one breakdown, then there the frequency will be 1 upon 100, or 0.01. So this 0.01 will be multiplied by TD for the calculation of the this mean time per cycle, right? So you can calculate this TD into F, and this will be added to the production time. You can see here that in this case, you have to add this time, so that you can calculate here the average production time, TP, right? So the average production time, TP, will be in this case TC plus TD into F, right? So if you want to calculate the average production rate, it means this rate is equals to RP equals to 1 upon TP. It means TP is the average production time, then you can calculate the average production rate. So if you understand the production rate, what is production rate, what happening? See, we have to give the orders to the company, for example, and or vice versa. If you take that, if we are giving some time to the customer, and we have to consider the delivery time. Now if there is a variation between the delivery time or the target time, then this is so called as a production rate is decreasing. It means you have to calculate that how much gap you can minimize. So therefore we have to calculate this average production rate in the industry. So therefore, if you want to calculate the theoretical production rate RC, this is equals to 1 upon TC, because here we do not consider any type of downtime. So therefore, the theoretical production rate RC equals to 1 upon TC, where TC is the cycle time. Now in terms of automated production system, The line efficiency refers to the proportion of uptime on the line and is really measure of reliability. What is the meaning of reliability? Reliability means it is basically the level of dependability on the system, right? So therefore, you can calculate here the line efficiency by taking the ratio of TC upon TP. So TC is the cycle time and TP is the average production time, which is equals to TC plus F into TD. So you can calculate here the line efficiency. So what happening in this case, E is the proportion of uptime on the production line, and the production of downtime can similarly be measured as this downtime can be calculated frequency multiplied by TD, right, divided by TP. So you can observe here that F into TD divided by TC plus F into TD. So this is the uptime or the efficiency, line efficiency of the system, and this is D is the downtime of the system. If we take the algebraic sum of E and D, right, then you can say this is equals to 1. So where D is the proportion of downtime on the line and E is the proportion of uptime of the production line. So the combination or the sum of these two must be equal to 1. So these are the some equations. On the basis of these equations, we can calculate the efficiency of the line and the downtime of the line. Now, next we have to calculate the cost per item produced. Now, the cost of unit produced is an economic measure that is often applied. This cost includes starting material cost, cost of time on production line, and tooling cost. So therefore, we can calculate here the production cost is equals to CM plus CO into TP plus CT. So CPC is nothing but this is the cost per piece, and CM is the cost of starting material when we start the when we purchase the material. This is basically the material cost or starting cost of the material, and CO is the cost per minute to operate the line, right? And then TP is the average production time per piece, and CT is the cost of tooling per piece, because here we have to add the tooling cost also to calculate the cost per piece. Now this equation does not include the cost of scrap, cost of inspection or rework. See what happening, there may be some scrap also which is also you can say must be considered in the material cost, because it is a waste. So these costs are not included in this equation, and there may be some inspection cost also, because during the inspection the system will take some time for the inspection, and sometimes there may be a rework. For example, as I told you that there may be some burr or some rough edges which needs to be removed from the workpiece, right? So there are some fine operations also which time is not included in this case, and their cost is also not included in this case for the calculation of the cost per piece, right? So let us experience a single problem. A 30 station transfer line is being proposed to machine a certain component currently produced by conventional methods. The proposal received from the machine tool builder states that the line will operate at a production rate of 100 pieces per hour. So this is the average production rate at 100 efficiency. From a similar transfer line, it is estimated that breakdowns of all types will occur at a frequency of 0.2 breakdowns per cycle, and that the average downtime per line stop will be 8 minutes. The starting blank that is machined on the line cost is given here, say rupees 5 per part. The line operates at a cost of 100 parts each, and the average cost per tool, it means the tooling cost is given here, it is rupees 20 per cutting edge. So we have to compute here these following data. It means the production rate we have to calculate, line efficiency we have to decide, and the cost per unit piece produced on the line, right? So this we have to calculate. For example, for the 100% efficiency, if the line produces 100 pieces per hour, the reciprocal gives the unit time or ideal cycle time per piece. So TC can be calculated here, that it is equals to 1 upon T. Yeah, this is your efficiency E, because efficiency is also equals to 1 upon TC. So E equals to TC equals to, so reciprocal is 0.6 minute in 100 pieces, right, per hour. So the average production time per piece can be calculated here equals to TC plus F into TD. So TC is, we have calculated 0.6 and frequency is given here 0.2 breakdown per cycle. This is the frequency which is given here. So therefore multiply by your TD. It means downtime is also given here 8 minutes. It means this is the average downtime per line stop will be 8 minutes. It is given. So you can calculate here the average production time, which is equals to 2.2 minutes per piece. Once you calculate the average production time, you can calculate the production rate. So this RP is equals to 1 upon TP. This is equals to 27 PC per hour. It means your production line will produce 27 piece per hour. So therefore, the efficiency is the ratio of the ideal cycle time to the actual production time. So E is equals to, this is equals to 0.6, right? This is a TC divided by TC plus FD. And this we have to calculate it here. This is equals to 2.2 minute per piece. It means this is equals to TC divided by TP is nothing but it is the efficiency. And this efficiency comes here 27%. So therefore, if you want to calculate the tooling cost per piece, because we have a 30 tools which needs to be changed, and per tooling cost is rupees 20 per tool. So therefore, we can calculate here that for the 100 parts, this tooling cost equals to say rupees 6 per piece. Okay. Then we have to decide the hourly ratio of 100 rupees per hour to operate the line is equivalent to rupees 1.166 per minute. Okay. So that you can calculate here the cost per piece. This is equals to, you have decided this formula that CPC equals to CM. It means the cost of the starting material plus CO into TP, cost per minute to operate the line, and TP is the average production time per piece, and CT is the cost of tooling per piece. So with the help of this formula, you can calculate the cost per piece, which comes here rupees 14.65 per piece. So this is the cost of the product which you want to sell in the market. Here you can add some margin. Okay, you can add some profit, you can add here some more cost like your marketing cost and some miscellaneous cost, and finally you can sell your product in the market with the optimum cost, right? So this way we can decide the cycle efficiency, or you can say the cycle performance of the transfer lines. Thank you very much.